Well, we're on location for this segment, and we're in the studio of Monica DeCampo, one of the local pottery, I guess it's pottery artists, but she's got so many things around us. Monica, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And it's, of course, we're going to talk about the big event that's coming up in Moose Jaw, and that you're involved with a bunch of artists at different locations. It's a wonderful idea. It's called?
It is the Mooseltoe Artist Studio Tour. This is our second year. We did it last year, and we didn't expect a lot of people, but people just loved it. And because we have smaller craft shows, but nothing like this, and where I come from in Ontario and many years ago in South Africa, this was a wonderful thing to do. And people do a self-drive tour, and they visit individual artist studios to see the process of their work, to talk and meet the artist, and see that they don't have to really go far to get lovely gifts and beautiful art right out of our community.
Yeah, in the background, I'm looking around at you've got wall hangings, and you've got pottery, you've got dishes, and it's just beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you. I've been at it for 35 years.
Just the 35, eh?
Sort of. Don't give my age away. So it's a passion of mine. We have some wonderful potters here, and part of the tour will be Wendy and Zach, and Claude. Yeah.
Claude Morin.
And they just up the road. A lot of people know about them. We have a couple of newcomers and some old-timers that are now part of our tour. We welcome Gus Frozer here. He did, of course, most of the murals in town, and a lot of the people in this town went through his art classes in school. We have Yvette Moore joining us this year. Of course, she is one of the people who really represents a lot of studio artists in the province. Then we have two newcomers. We have young Andrew Meredith. He was born in Saskatchewan, moved to Nova Scotia, and then returned. And his work is colorful and whimsical.
What medium does he work in?
He works in painting. He does acrylic painting, and he'll be at the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery. Then we have a new jeweler.
Yes.
And she'll be at Wendy and Zach, Anna MacDonald. She has very, very artistically made well-crafted jewelry. And she's she's very well qualified to be part of our tour. So Wendy and Zach will host her and feature her as a new artist in our town.
And you also have Sue Hunchuk, who's a former Shaw employee, and she's, of course, a very great artist in working in glass.
Now, Sue lives out at Buffalo Pound, so I'll be hosting her, so she'll be sharing my studio to meet all the locals. For many, many years, Sue grew up in Moose Jaw, so she's also an old-timer and well known to everybody.
Not that old, just like you.
Oh, thank you. That makes me feel wonderful. So we will have a wonderful day. Some of the places will have snacks and drinks out. We'll be open from 10 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock. And we'll have signs out and red balloons on the corners to our places.
Let's just touch on the addresses of the places that people are going to, so they can maybe plan a schedule, or they can say, oh, that's a place I want to go. So let's start off. I'll just get my sheet notes here.
Yes.
And the first one is Parsons and Dietrich Pottery.
Now,
if that's on the highway,
if they come from Regina side, it's a very well-known landmark. Once they pass the Thatcher Street off-ramp, the very next one is Main Street, and in between they'll see the little church.
On the south side of the highway?
On the south side of the highway, so they need to get in from Prairie Oasis exit and sort of go back to them. From there on, they can take Thatcher Road to Main Street. They can go straight down Main Street and see all the downtown artists.
And we've got, now, let's see, well, Monica, you're here, and we're at your place. So let's say it's 893 6th Avenue Northwest.
Okay, now to get to the west side avenues where Claude and myself live, you have to come down Main Street and follow Oxford Street west till you get to Algoma, where Claude is.
Claude's in the 800 block?
And then
800,
6th Avenue
837.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're just two houses from the corner of...
Yes, so easy to find me, and I will have my little moose out, and I will have red balloons and signs out. Then from once they've seen Claude and myself here in the avenues, they can head back to the main street or to First Avenue, go south into downtown, and there they find in the Hammond building on Main Street, that in the 300 block, there's Gus, and on the corner of
Gus is in the second floor.
Gus is on the second floor.
We've actually filmed a segment from his studio, and it's a wonderful setting and for him. And people will. It's small, so you know one of the things I was saying about telling them the locations is that they may, if everybody follows the same program,
Yes.
they'll all end up at the same place at the same time, and that wouldn't be good. So if they can pick, play, and choose and hit around, then they'll have more success.
Now, if they have not seen our map or know the town well, there will be extra maps at all the artist places, and also at the Big Moose at the Mooseltoe Tourism Centre. They will also have the maps readily available. They already have some of them.
And of course at Langdon Crescent and Athabasca, that's the Moose Jaw Art Museum, and that's where we'll find Andrew Meredith.
Andrew will be there, and like everybody knows, that's next to the library, and he'll be doing a demonstration, and of course the little gift shop of the museum will be open, so there'll be more stuff to see there, and this is going to make for a wonderful day.
And of course Yvette Moore's on the corner of Fairford and First Avenue.
Now, if they're going to go to Yvette and expect to have a snack in a restaurant,
Yes.
a lovely little coffee shop there, they better make a reservation.
The Copper Cafe.
The Copper Cafe, and we're very glad to welcome her aboard. She's done a lot to put studio artists back in business and help us tell people that they don't have to buy imported gifts, that good art and well-made crafts are available right in our town.
The artists, we're importing the artists. Like you have come originally from South Africa, and then Zach and Wendy are not from Moose Jaw originally.
Yes.
They've moved in, and Andrew Meredith is from Nova Scotia. They're all coming here.
Well, I've
And
been
we even
here
got-
20 years. When you get older, you don't lose your strange accent. So I'm really not such a newcomer. I lived most of the time that we arrived here as a working artist in Ontario and a little bit in the States. And when the economy decided to go a little bit funny in the East Coast, my husband got a wonderful job offer here, and I ended up here, and I just love the prairies.
Do you?
The winter is a little bit harsh, but it's wonderful. The people are beautiful people.
Is much like your South African roots in the terms of the people? Is that what makes you feel comfortable?
Well, in South Africa, people are social animals. They have a lot of barbecues and get-togethers. They help each other. And twice now I have gotten stuck on the road in snow and slippery things. And within seconds, people were there to assist me. So you don't find that in Ontario.
No, and you don't find that in South Africa either because there's no snow.
Not anymore.
There's no snow.
No.
So this is a wonderful event. It takes place on October the 27th.
Yes.
And it's all around the city, and it's a chance to go and visit people where they work.
Yes.
And see the wares. And this is a time of year you start thinking about Christmas and, you know.
Well, as we call it, very healthy retail therapy. Therapy is the word.
I've heard retail therapy used by a lot of people. Retail, and it just means shop. And,
Well.
but it is great because you feel so much better when you see some of the wonderful things that you can share with your family, and something that's the only thing that they'll get that's like that. They won't get. You know, and today's society likes uniqueness in their artwork and in the gifts that the people share.
And people can touch the artwork. They can talk to the artist if they have anything specific that they want made by the artist. That's definitely a possibility. All of the artists do custom work. None of it's molded or pre-manufactured or just glued together. It's all from scratch, made by each individual artist.
And so you find the support in terms of supplies and everything available to you, readily available?
Well, we're fortunate with Saskatoon and Regina on our doorstep. So most of our materials are available within reach, and for us spotters it's wonderful because we have such a huge source of clay from here to Medicine Hat, from Claybank to Plainsman Clay in Medicine Hat. There's a lot available. So we sometimes use clay from America and from other places, but we have it right on our doorstep.
And it's good quality equipment.
Yeah.
Well, Monica, it's been great to come into your studio here. And people I know, again, we'll refresh the times for them. It starts at 10 o'clock in the morning on the 27th.
We're going to start at 10 o'clock in the morning and we'll be here till 5 o'clock. And people can start on the west side and pick up maps coming in from Oxford Street to the avenues from the west side, or they can come from the highway in by Wendy and Zach's pottery studio and then go downtown. And if they are downtown or on South Hill, we would love them to start downtown so that we not have busloads of people right 10 o'clock at all the same places.
Because you said last year there were like 300 to 400 people coming.
No, not that many. Most of the studios had between 125 to 250 people coming into them. This year we're going to try and put a bit more road signs up so we can also get the people who did not read the newspaper or watch cable to also come to us.
Wow. So look for red balloons and get out and get some retail therapy.
That's the thing. Thanks
Thanks very much, Monica.